I was reading some comments on posts and also screenshots that people have sent to me, and I was just sat there thinking, what the hell? How can people say these things? And then it dawned on me, I need to go and talk to an expert about this. So I went off to therapy, and I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why people do these things, and I will tell you why after the intro. Welcome to The Human Impact. My name is Jason, and I am here to share with you the impact that we have on ourselves and on others with the things that we do, with a very specific view of this digital world that we tend to live in nowadays. So why do I want to share this with you? I know that when I'm reading comments, when I'm analysing information, looking at the screenshots that people have been sending me, it absolutely destroys me. Part of that whole depressive spiral was just seeing all of these things that go on. We are in large parts mean to each other, and I internalized all of this. But over 6 months, 8 months, therapy, counseling, self-reflection, learning and study, I have come up with 5 reasons why people do this. I want you to realize it is not you, it is them. Reason number 1, it makes people feel morally superior. Now, what's the old saying about you don't make yourself look good by shitting on someone else? This is what is going on. People want to make themselves look good, feel morally better by absolutely shooting people down. Honestly, it's just an absolute disgrace. But that is what is going on. It is not you, it is them. It is their desire to look morally better. And with any of these things, I bet if we went and scratched around their little worlds, we would find lots of things that are not as morally right as they should be. But that is it. They want to feel morally more superior than you. And by the nature of doing this, they are not. Do not take that one on board. Number 2, it's about a sense of control. When they can't control certain aspects of their life, for example, they can't control the pain that they're in, it is easier to then try and project pain onto others because that is what they can do. They can make you feel really awful about yourselves. They can bitch about comments. They can comment about nasty things about you, about your kids, about your family, about how you look, about something that you've said. It is an element of control. And when you look around at these people's lives, I guarantee that they're in a lot of pain. They can't control it. And so therefore, it is imperative to them to try and crush you with your own pain because it's going to make them feel better about the rest of their lives. Number 3, it's a level of social currency nowadays, isn't it? It's horrific. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. It's social currency, likes, retweets, comments, reach, analytics. It's a freaking business model nowadays. So by doing this, by absolutely trashing you, what's happening is this performative outrage will create polarization. It will create lots more comments. It will engage algorithms. It will then produce data and statistics to go out and get potentially sponsors, for example, or monetize content. It is just ridiculous that all platforms are allowing these things to happen. Now, there are some areas where things are being demonetized, but it might be for other things rather than direct attacks. But it is a business model nowadays. So if someone is coming for you, if they are coming to attack you digitally, I know this is hard to say, but it again is more about them and their desire to be an abhorrent nose who is trying to monetize hate and peddle fear for their own benefits. This is not about you. So that was number 3. People that are in a public space, and I'm not suggesting in any way that I am with my 500 or so followers, but when we see people digitally, they're not real to us. So let's look at people like, let's just say Caroline Flack, absolutely annihilated. And I'm not suggesting what she did was right or wrong. I don't know the full story, but we don't know her. We don't know what actually happened. We don't know her family. We don't know her story. I guarantee pretty much everyone hasn't been out there and talked to her. So it is easy to take a pop at somebody who you don't know and then move on. I'm going to tell you what happens is people internalize this shit. What was it? Statistically, people forget about what they've posted about someone within minutes. It goes back to the lifespan of a tweet stroke X. But It is a dehumanized environment, and I guarantee if it happens to you, you will not find it very nice. So why would you do it to others? So if this is happening to you, then just try and think for a second that people don't know you. They don't know what your journey is. They don't know what your story is. So please try not to take it on board. And I say this, honestly, having been there, and to an extent I still am. So I'm sharing this from I am going through this perspective and the learnings that I've been through to try and help me move past personalizing it and taking it all on board and letting it crush me. So that was number 4. Number 5, we're really uncomfortable with perfection. I certainly am. I can't really even contemplate what a model of perfection is for me. But the difference is when we see it in others, or when some people see it in others, they decide it's something to be attacked, something to be crushed. What is it that there's the story, or however you put crabs in a bucket and one of the crabs tries to go for freedom, but other crabs try and pull it down. So that's exactly that same scenario, isn't it? What we're trying to do is crush other people and make them feel awful to then drag them down to the place where we are because we don't want anybody else having that model of perfection. But what we also don't know is that people are only presenting what they want to share with us. So we're going in this big fucking cycle. So people are presenting what they want to show. People think it's a view of perfection. They're going to get into that cycle of we're going to shite all over them just because we think they're perfect. This other person's going, they don't know my story. So you end up in this fucking cycle. So this is why it just bemuses me. Why do we have to go around doing this shit? Yeah, someone posts out there that they're having the best day and maybe they've got themselves a new car and they're really proud of it. We don't know if one of their families just died and left them some money, gone out and bought a new vehicle with the money that they've got from someone dying. So if someone else then goes, oh, it's all right for some, you got your fancy new car, you're doing all right for you. We're going, but you don't know my story. We're going out there shitting on people just to try and crush an image of perception, which is coming from a position which isn't perfection. Madness, right? However, if people are coming to attack you, then put it to one side. Try and put it to one side because they just don't know your story. And maybe it will come down to how you're presenting your life out there to social media. That's none of my fucking business, and it's none of anybody else's business. You do what you want to do, and then if people come to have a pop at you, at the end of the day, it's going to say stuff about them. And I said, I'm going to put a number 6 in here. What's number 6? Performative cruelty. There are people out there that just seem to get off on being really just freaking nasty to people, the performance that sits with it, and like building followers up around just being complete and utter arseholes. What is all that about? Has that ever happened to you? Are you one of these people? Do you think it's okay to go out there and do this shit? Let me know in the comments. Do you think it's okay to be out there being performatively cruel to people just for your own gain because you're maybe having a bad day? I don't know, let me know. Let's have a discussion about it. And as for others, have you been through this? How did you deal with this? What is it that you would suggest to others to help them through these kinds of scenarios? Let's build up a community of people here. There's hundreds and thousands, if not millions of people that have been through this. The more I explore and scratch under the surface of this digital places that we play in, kind of worse it gets. And the more disappointed I am with people because it's ongoing. And I really don't understand why, first and foremost, we just can't live by one very simple principle, which is don't be a fucking dick. I don't think this shit is hard. I know I've probably been a little bit potty mouthed here about that. To an extent, it's something I've talked about in another video, which I'll tag on at the end, whatever the word terminology is, I'll watch at the end, about the second thought and first action. We do this stuff without pause. It's almost like it's in people's nature to lash out. Now, I'm a kind of born in the 70s guy. We never had to deal with the complexities of this stuff. And I'm scared for a generation or two behind me that have to deal with this because our brains haven't evolved. But our brains have evolved enough, I believe, to know what is right and what is wrong. It is not right to be mean and horrible, nasty, abhorrent, narcissistic, just plain out and out horrific to people. You fucking know it, right? When you put these comments out there that you're being an arsehole. So how about let's just stop that, take a second thought, and then that first action could well be just scroll on the fuck by. Because a lot of this shit just doesn't need to be said. right? Or you can maybe say something nice or find a level of connection. Maybe I'll do another video about this. I've had instances where someone's annoyed the shit out of me and I've found an instant bit of connection, and then suddenly I've warmed to this person and we found a better level of connection. Maybe it won't. But for now, let's just be a lot freaking nicer to people. We don't need to be out there shaming people. It's breaking society, and if you are doing it, you are part of the fucking problem. Let me be very clear about that. So anyway, on a more positive note, we don't need to be doing this stuff. If people are doing it to you, try not to take it personally. I promise you, I've seen the most horrific stuff about me on social media, and therapy, counseling, self-reflection, learning, study, psychology. It is not about you, it is about them. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this? Has this happened to you? What advice would you give to others? Feel free to tag other people, share this around. I'd love to build a community around understanding more about the human impact that we have on ourselves and others with the things that we do. Anyway, until the next video, I give my nose a scratch. Catch you later.